All right, man, let's talk about how Stroud entering the 2023 draft helps the Detroit Lions, or possibly could help the Lions in the draft. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. So, I mean, obviously the draft order: Chicago 1, Houston 2, I think Seattle 3. I forget per se who's 4 and 5, but let me think. I see Seattle 4 is the Denver, Seattle 3, and then 4 and 5. Let me try to go through in my head. All right, my bad. Chicago 1, Houston 2, Arizona 3, 4 is Colts, 5 is Seattle via Denver, and then so you look at it. Chicago could trade that pick away for a quarterback to get picks. Arizona could trade it. Indianapolis could have a quarterback, but more than likely, depending on how they perform, a quarterback continuing to go high for the Lions is a good deal, because let's say people do trade up to get a quarterback, and Stroud and Levis and whatever Richardson can rise to. He's going to have a hell of a combine. Will Anderson, Jalen Carter, or somebody else they like could fall. Or the Lions, could trade out of there somebody really desperate for a quarterback and move back and get additional picks. So this year they got additional 1 and additional 2. So Stroud getting in there makes it a possibility that the Lions, could move out of there. They could posture like they could take a quarterback so they can get more picks, or they actually could take a quarterback. So he definitely could benefit the Lions. And Levis, Stroud, Young, Richardson, Tanner McKee was his name from Stanford. Could put them in a situation where some of these dudes start getting hot. The Lions could move out that second first round pick too, and move back and get additional capital. So they're in a good position. It's a quarterback heavy draft. And it could be a quarterback heavy draft round 1, round 2. And they were talking about Stroud. They could have put a good NIL deal. Ain't no NIL deal that could have equaled up what he was going to get going into the National Football League guaranteed. So, but he could be a candidate for the Lions. I'm not a fan of the Ohio State system, but for him, he literally could learn under golf for a year or 2, shake some of them bad habits, and actually sit back and learn. But who knows? A lot of people think Will Levis is gonna rise. I can't call it, but he definitely helps the Lions, and these quarterbacks actually help the Lions do something different. They can take one, they can move back with both picks and get more capital next year. You got some Lions fans saying, well, we can get Caleb Williams next year. If you that bad next year, power to you. Or if you able to finesse somebody for their pick and you able to end up and get them or trade up, I don't see nobody trading that pick for Caleb Williams next year. So you had your chance to get Justin Herbert, you ain't do it. So but CJ Stroud coming out, Levis coming out, Richardson coming out, Bryce Young coming out, they getting some flexibility that you know, and who knows what Seattle gonna do. Like three of them quarterbacks could be gone by the time the Lions on the clock. So don't you think that would make Anthony Richardson a hot commodity? I'm telling you, he gonna blow the doors off the combine, bro. I promise you. So we could say, let's say Chicago bypass a quarterback, Houston get one, Indianapolis get one, and the Colts get one. I mean, the Colts and the Seahawks get one. Bruh, Dan Richardson becomes a hot commodity. Somebody gonna try to move up. Daniel Jones can go top 5, so can Richardson. Or at least top 6. Somebody gonna be able to jump up there with the Lions and give up a lot. Trust me. It's gonna be interesting to see what all there. I don't know much about the edge rusher from Texas Tech or the interior lineman from Clemson, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be real interesting to see how all that play out. Trust and believe me. It's gonna be real interesting. Real. But that's gonna provide them some flexibility, bro. You know, if I had to be a bet man from what I'm seeing right now, what I'm hearing, I think they'd be open for a trade. I think they'd be open to flip that pick. But because I think everybody they're gonna be interested gonna be gone. So, but also they got the capital to move up. That's the beautiful thing about it. They got enough capital to move up and go get somebody. That's the truly beautiful thing about it. So, but it's a long way to go in the process. We seen dudes rise and fall because of height, because of weight, because of medicals. You know, because of bad interviews, bad Wonderlic tests. I think they got rid of the Wonderlic, didn't they? We seen it. Bad 40 times, bad bench press, bad combines, injuries on pro days. So it's gonna be interesting, dude. Real interesting. But they're gonna take a long look at quarterback. You have to. You have to. You have to. You just got to. You that high and you got that many quarterback prospects, and that was Quintricia fault. That was Quintricia fault. Quintricia, they was hell bent on drafting. Then again, Martha or Sheila, I think it was Sheila, you know, basically said y'all gotta win now, and that was a mistake. That was a mistake. You know, so they didn't even look at a quarterback that ain't gonna help them right now. They ain't gonna look at no quarterback when you got Stafford. You know, so when you that high, no matter if you traded the pick or, you know, you got that many hot quarterback prospects, you gotta do your due diligence. And that should be priority number one. Is looking at all the quarterback prospects, nitpicking, and see if it's anyone that piqued your interest. Then everything else is secondary. Everything else should be secondary after that. So that's my opinion on it. Nitpick the hell out of the quarterback class, and then you go on from there. That Carter kid seemed to be that Carter kid seemed to be he seemed to be that guy. Now, I don't want to hear shit about his motor, unless it's a real problem. Because don't no defensive lineman bring it every play. Not too many of them. There ain't that many Kyle Vanden Bosch's out there in this world. But he gonna have enough depth to remain fresh in Detroit. But yeah, I know a lot of people, it's hard to fan of moving up for that guy. It is for a defensive lineman. I get it. I definitely understand it, but when it's a need, and especially if it's a huge drop off. If it's a huge drop off from to the next best interior lineman, then yeah, if it ain't, I get it. Or the next best defensive player, but they need some heat on the inside. And Jalen Carter fit the bill, but Baker Mayfield want to win a couple bullshit ass games. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just coming there and just losing these games, we probably would have a better chance at Carter, but we'll see. But Stroud helps out the cause. But him declaring, but I knew he declared on the last day. He was going to declare too much money to pass up. But let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance and notifications. You go live, drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel? Cash App, $CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Appreciate the love, support. Don't forget to check my main channel right here on YouTube, Goodfella TV, for more sports news and entertainment around the city, around everywhere in the league, around everywhere in the world. Goodfella TV right here on YouTube. Appreciate the love, support. Peace.